One of the most difficult parts about being a content creator is when you have some major tragedy in your life and you still need to make videos and put a smile on as if nothing happened, because that's your job. And in my case, since 2020, it's almost like I've been cursed. I mean, first my grandmother passes away, then my uncle, and now my mother has been diagnosed with terminal cancer. And I think she doesn't have more than 1 or 2 months left to live. And this upsets me a little bit to the point where I don't think I can make This Week is Stupid anymore. Short content videos are fine because I can edit them whenever I zone out or my mind doesn't get into the mood. I can just pause the video and re-edit it. But when it comes to making This Week is Stupid, which is over 30 minutes long, and I need to constantly make jokes as well as the content material that I'm going through is not very healthy for my mental sanity. And unfortunately, I don't think I can do it. For those of you who follow my live streams, you notice that I also didn't live stream for 2 days in a row. And this is due to me getting confirmation of the diagnosis. I've been expecting it since earlier this winter. I noticed the symptoms and I kind of made peace with it, but still hearing it, it's entirely different. And it does shock you a little bit, which is why I'm having difficulty in keeping up with my regular schedule. Now, the other thing that annoys the living hell out of me and is that it's next to impossible to find reasonable people to talk about this that would understand me. Because everyone gives you the cliche, oh, just take a break. Why don't you just take a break? Just take a break from what you're doing. And I'm like, okay, so what do you do for a living? Oh, I'm a truck driver. Okay, so if one of your relatives passes away, would you be able to take a break? Oh no, because the show must go on. It's an essential business. I can't stop driving my truck because then the supply chain... Oh, I see. So you can't do that, right? But you expect other people to do it? Like, why? Why do you expect other people to do it? Because it makes no sense. If I was still at the hospital and I was still treating patients, do you honestly think you can just take a break, just not show up for work? No, you can't, right? So it's the same thing with content creation. On one hand, I genuinely like doing what I'm doing and it takes my mind off it. So I do want to keep doing this. Like, I don't want to take a break. But on the second thing, the YouTube algorithm would just destroy my channels in a time where I do need money. Because the mortgage still exists and maybe I can help her out with some medicine if she finds out that there is something that she can take. I don't know. She's not very open to talk about this situation. But still, right, like, I'm not asking for donations, I just want to make it clear. Like, what I am saying is that the money that I get from my channel is my job, and I need to keep doing it in order for the money to keep coming in. So I can't take a break. And even if I were to take a break, right, like, how long do you need to recover from this? Because it's pretty traumatic. I don't know, like, I don't think this is something that goes away in a couple of days or weeks, right? So, no, I'll keep making videos as best as I can. I might not make live streams as often as I would like, but I will do my best. As for This Week is Stupid, maybe I will have the news and I will talk about it on my live stream. Obviously, it's not going to be the same thing like an edited video. Obviously, it's not going to have the same sense of humor. But it does help me at the end of the day. I don't know how people cope with loss. I haven't read the Coping with Loss book guideline that you need to follow in such an event. But for me, thinking about something else, doing something else, entertaining you guys and trying to, you know, disconnect myself from something that I literally do not have any way of influencing, it does help me. Because I do spend time with my mom as much as I can during these days, but it's very difficult for her and energy consuming just to talk, so, you know, I'm just trying not to think about it, basically. I mean, when I can spend time with her, I do, but after that, I just try to shut it off from my mind, because, like, there's nothing I can influence. There's nothing I can do there. And it's just nerve-wracking, I guess. I don't know, like, the book of how to deal with this situation, I haven't read it yet. Pretty sure there's going to be people in the chat explaining to me, like, no, you need to do this and this and that. It's like, okay, I'm going to read it. Hopefully it's not going to conflict with other commentators, because I heard all sorts of solutions and things regarding this. Honestly, it just makes me angry. Like, it makes me angry because there's nothing I can do about it. It's the course of life, I guess. She is still very young, in my opinion, for this to have happened so early. But as I mentioned, I'm getting used to it because since 2020, a lot of my family members are passing away. And yeah, it's very upsetting. Let's put it like this. And if it keeps happening, I'm going to end up being alone. I mean, most of my friends that I grew up with have left Romania, either for France, Italy, Germany, the United Kingdom. So I don't have that many acquaintances. Now my family members are traveling to the afterlife at an expedient rate. So I'm really lucky, I guess, that I have a wife that loves me, and without her, I think I would have got a little bit loco. But I'm also very grateful with the fact that I do have a community here on YouTube. You guys, which have supported me throughout these years. And I do talk with some of you on Twitter and on Discord. And, you know, even if it's just letters on my screen, it does help in this particular situation. Now, normally I do my best to answer all DMs, but I'm pretty sure that after making a video like this, I'm going to be bombarded with DMs, both on Discord and on Twitter. So if I don't answer, my apologies. I'm doing my best. Obviously, when I'm not making videos or content, I am trying to spend time with my family. So I might not be able to get to every single message that you guys are giving me. So if I don't respond, don't take it personally, basically. Yeah, so with that out of the way, I will give you the same advice that I gave when my grandmother passed away. And that is to spend as much time as you can with your family. Because no matter the disagreements, no matter the arguments that you had with them, all of this goes away when you find out that they have a couple of days left. And you start regretting that you had that previous fight, or that you didn't call as often as you could, or you didn't manage to see them last Christmas or last Thanksgiving if you're American. Like, you start having all of these regrets, and luckily I don't really have them because I did spend a lot of time with my grandmother and with my mom, and I do have those nice memories. But I would shudder to think, what would it be like if, on top of the constant grief that I'm feeling right now, I would also have these regrets, which would possibly burden me for the rest of my life. So this is the most sincere advice that I can give to you. If it's a close family member, especially parents and grandparents, like, do try to maintain a good relationship with them, because trust me, no matter the arguments that you had, when something like this happens, it all goes away. And as an expert on dealing with grief at this point, because as I mentioned, I keep having to deal with this over and over again, I can tell you that when something like this happens, the first thing you want to do is to blame someone else. But you realize there's no one left to blame, so it's human nature to then blame yourself. And the more clean you are, like the least burden you have on you, because you realize, okay, well, I did my best when they were alive. I did visit them every Christmas. I was nice. I did everything that I could. It alleviates some of the guilt that you may be experiencing. I do know people, for example, that before the departure, they had a big fight, or they did something bad to the person, and then they can't forgive themselves for the rest of their lives. So, you know, try not to be in that situation. I did a good job up till now. I don't know. I mean, I don't have that many families members left, so I guess there's still time for me to make the error, but hopefully not. And anyway, I'll start rambling now, and regarding This Week is Stupid, it's just on a hiatus, okay? I just can't do it right now. Now, for those of you that are still here at the end of the video, I have but one request. Please pretend that I didn't make this video. Because the thing is, I will get asked why I'm not making This Week is Stupid anymore. And if I were to answer each person individually, it would drive me insane. So I just made a video to explain to everyone so they know why there's not going to be a Week is Stupid in the following weeks. But I do like to keep my personal life and my public life as separate as possible. Every now and then I might give a hint and I might talk about what happens in my private life, but other than that, I like to keep them separate. I do try to entertain people on this channel. I do try to bring a smile on people's faces, because I know life is hard. I know you guys have a job and you have difficulties of your own happening in your day-to-day life, and I want people to come on this channel and smile. I want to manage to take away some of the problems that you guys are having in your real life and replace it with a smile. So I don't want this darkness to hover over my channel. I don't want to, depress other people with my problems, because that's not why I'm here. And secondly, it wouldn't even help me, right? Like constantly reminding me, like you need to understand, I got over 100,000 subscribers, okay? Like if I just talk with a person and it brings me into that zone of grief, and then when I finish talking with that person, I talk with another person and they bring me back to the zone of grief, like imagine how it would be like for me, okay? So I've already talked this issue to death with other people by now. I've already discussed every option. I'm already aware of everything. Again, 100,000 subscribers, right? Like, it's been discussed. So please pretend that you don't know about this issue and life goes on as normal. Anyway, thank you for your understanding. I'm sorry to bother you with this, and I hope I'll enjoy your guys' support and viewership in the future. Thank you so much, and let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Take care.